Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News, episode 128. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Brandon and Hodge here. These past few days have been pretty great for me because all the stuff that broke has been fixed. So I broke my phone a while ago and I got a replacement phone, so that's a brand new phone. I broke my G7X. They sent me not a new G7X, the new model in fact, G7X Mark II. And my microphone got fixed, so I can fix this audio so it doesn't sound so bad. Hold on one second. Alright, that should sound a little bit better. So all my stuff got fixed one day before I go to Philadelphia. I'm actually driving up to Philadelphia tomorrow. I just got back from Nashville, that's why I'm wearing this. I don't know why they had these at Raw. So if you haven't seen the Raw vlog, it's up there. I'm going to Battleground, Raw after Battleground, SmackDown after Battleground, meeting AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, and Sheamus. So there's going to be all kinds of vlogs here on the channel, so make sure to come back to the channel and check those out. But anyway, guys, welcome to WWE News. I guess we'll go ahead and get into this episode. There's a little bit of news today, another heavy rumors episode, but let's go ahead and get into today's episode of WWE News and Rumors. The first news story. In an interview with Complex, John Cena says his days as a WWE superstar are numbered, unfortunately. He's 40 years old. I mean, it's not what you think. You would probably assume, like, when I read the headline, I assumed, oh, wait, he's actually saying he's going to leave WWE for Hollywood like The Rock did. And no, that's not what it's about. It's about his age. He was saying, we're trying to build new stars and stuff like that. I'll help out with whatever I can to make new stars, but my days are numbered. So I thought that by the headline that he was talking about how he's going to Hollywood and stuff like that. I mean, his role has been reduced heavily in these past few years because he's been doing so many movies and TV shows and stuff like that. But yeah, John Cena, amazing superstar, definitely a future Hall of Famer. But he says his days with the WWE are, in fact, numbered. Okay, the next news story. So this news story was all over Twitter. Everyone watching this probably already knows about it. Shane McMahon was involved. Well, everyone's saying Shane McMahon was in a helicopter crash. Not really, but so here's what happened. So Shane McMahon, I guess he was getting like a helicopter ride to the airport because like traffic's so bad in New York City. And basically the helicopter had some kind of malfunction or something and they had to make an emergency landing and I believe it was the Hudson River. They had to make an emergency landing. Correction, it was not in the Hudson River. It really wasn't even in New York City. It was outside of New York City. It was in Long Island. They actually didn't crash in the Hudson River. They crashed in the freaking ocean. It wasn't really a crash, controlled landing, but still, that could have ended really, really badly. Shane McMahon's okay. He was in a helicopter crash, but he's all good. Okay, the next news story. So this news story kind of has me scratching my head, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I know people get sick of hearing about Rio and Paige. I'm just going to briefly talk about what the news is. So if you don't know, Rio and Paige, they got in an incident in the airport. You can watch, I believe it was it was 2 news episodes ago, if you're wondering about the full story about that. But basically, they got in a giant argument. Paige says Del Rio does cocaine all the time, and he's abusive or whatever. And now, here's the news story. So this was in Orlando International Airport. And Orlando police are actually suggesting Del Rio charges Paige for basically assault, domestic violence, whatever you want to call it. I'm really confused because Paige's brother and then Paige screamed in that whole argument that Del Rio abuses her. But now it's like flipped. I'm so confused. I mean, I'm sure we'll know more about this as more details come available, but wow, that's really screwed up. I mean, I really don't want to talk about this too much because people are really sick of hearing about Del Rio and Paige. But Paige might be getting charged for domestic violence. And I believe WWE would actually suspend her, even though she's not. I don't know what her deal is. I don't know if she's still injured or whatever. But Paige and Del Rio, the situation is just so screwed up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and the final news story before we move on to the rumors. Mark Henry has officially retired from in-ring action. So Mark Henry could be a really good person to put in the Hall of Fame. WrestleMania 34 weekend. So I'm going to say it right now. Mark Henry, WWE Hall of Fame class of 2018. Do it, WWE. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the news stories. And now we're going to move on to the rumors. The first rumor, this could really be counted as news, but okay, so the Mae Young Classic, not all the WWE officials are happy with it. There's this rumor that half of the officials don't believe that all of the contestants or performers in the Mae Young Classic were really up to the WWE standard of attractiveness. Like, they weren't attractive enough for the WWE standard. What the hell? What is it if they're a good wrestler? I mean, I don't really understand it. I mean, they're not divas anymore. They're women wrestlers. I mean, it's not just we changed the name, we changed the style, and supposedly how like the fans were supposed to think about the women, like they actually can wrestle and they're not just pretty. I mean, it's really screwed up. I mean, I don't know if these are WWE officials who think that are actually pretty high up or not, but that's just the rumor. Okay, the next rumor is about Battleground. So the rumor is, now this is a rumor, there's a good chance this will not be true, but it could be true. I believe this was like a rumor for another pay-per-view, and then titles actually ended up changing hands and people got mad at me. But the rumor is no titles will be changing hands at Battleground, which I don't believe there's really a match that I would seriously think the title might change hands. Like Jinder versus Orton, they've had a bunch of matches. Jinder's kept the title, so I'm pretty sure Jinder's gonna retain his title in that Punjabi prison match. Usos versus New Day. Don't think New Day is going to win the titles back. I believe the tag team is about to be broken up. And I don't believe Kevin Owens is taking the title off of AJ Styles. So, yeah, the rumor is no titles will be changing hands at the Battleground pay-per-view. The next rumor. Okay, so there's this rumor that WWE and NBC is, of course, in the United States, who WWE, well, it's the company that WWE actually has the deal with, like the TV deal, to put them on their networks, even though it's not on like the NBC channel. NBC like owns, is like the parent company of USA Network or whatever. But basically, WWE and NBC have been talking about bringing back Saturday Night Main Event in the original time slot, which is 11:30 p.m., which is like 4:30 in the morning if you're like in the UK. 11:30 is even late for me to watch like wrestling. Hopefully it's only like an hour show or something. That's really late. I love the idea though. It's the original time slot and all of that. I know they brought that back to Saturday Morning Slam, and it did absolutely terrible. But Saturday Night Main Event might do well. I don't know. The WWE has a lot of younger kids that watch them now. I mean, the majority, I believe the majority, like the average age is still like 20-something. But there is a lot of kids that watch, and I'm not entirely sure that all of their parents are really that cool with them staying up until like, what, almost 1 a.m. or something like that. I'm not entirely sure that it would perform that well. It just depends who they're trying to target the show towards. I believe that having a show at midnight, we could really, you know, kind of relax on the PG thing a little bit. But Saturday Night Main Event may be coming back. It could be a very, very awesome thing. Okay, the next rumor. So this one is about Battleground as well. Apparently Battleground is selling very poorly, and there is a lot of tickets available. I believe it was last week, I tweeted out, like, they emailed me, like the arena emailed me saying tickets or like some of the tickets are like 50% off. So if you're thinking about going to Battleground and you just didn't want to pay the, whatever, $300 for wherever, it's now $150, or if you were thinking about getting the $100 seats, they're now $50. Like most of like the non-floor seats are half price. Just floor is the same price. I thought something was really weird when I went on StubHub and like they were under face value instead of over. I get like ticket selling well probably doesn't really affect StubHub that much, but it's really, really crazy. I mean, this is in Philadelphia. I always thought Philadelphia was an amazing wrestling crowd, and they would pay anything to go to a show. But now tickets are 50% off. They're really trying to get rid of those seats. I guess if they don't sell those, they'll just give away some for free, papering the tickets or whatever. But the rumor is, Battleground is selling very, very poorly. I am going, by the way. I have row 4. I will be vlogging. So I get another chair and all that good stuff to put with the lineup here. But yeah, Battleground selling poorly. I don't know, I thought Philly was a great wrestling crowd. Maybe not anymore. Okay, the next rumor. So I reported, I believe in the last news episode, or last news and rumors episode, I reported that the rumor was that at SummerSlam we're going to have like a fatal 4-way or fatal 5-way for the Raw Women's Championship. Well, that has actually changed. It's now going to be a singles match. So I believe it's going to be Alexa Bliss. I'm not entirely sure who the challenger is. There's no rumor for the challenger, but I would assume Alexa Bliss would still be the champion since there's not another Raw pay-per-view until SummerSlam. I mean, we can stand here and speculate. We can go. It could be Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. It could be Bayley and Alexa Bliss. I don't know. It could be Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, which that's not going to happen because they're both heels. But who knows? But yeah, the rumor is that it's going to be a one-on-one women's match for the Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and the final news story, final rumor, final thing I'm going to talk about in this video, Brock Lesnar. Everyone's talking about this. So Brock Lesnar, so this like, I guess this rumor place that reports MMA type stuff is saying like, Brock Lesnar is getting tested again for like a UFC return or something like that. And then it came out that Brock Lesnar reportedly actually told Vince McMahon, after my contract's up with you, I'm not going to be re-signing. I'm done with the WWE forever. So the rumor is Brock Lesnar is actually leaving the WWE actually pretty soon. I believe I saw somewhere his contract is up exactly after WrestleMania 34. So WrestleMania 34 might be the last time we ever see Brock Lesnar. I think that's a perfect time to go out. I mean, he's really done about everything you could do in the WWE for for someone like him. And also, this is a double rumor. The second part of this rumor is Brock Lesnar is actually scheduled to be dropping the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. The rumor is it's going to be Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns is going to win the title at SummerSlam off Brock Lesnar, and then because Brock Lesnar gets his rematch at WrestleMania or something, or maybe something else for him at WrestleMania. I don't know, guys. But ladies and gentlemen, that is this episode of WWE News and Rumors. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget, I'm doing 4 amazing vlogs this weekend. No, well, I guess most of them will go up next week. But yeah, I'm going to Philadelphia tomorrow. It should be really cool. Follow me on Twitter if you want live updates for me traveling on Philadelphia. And I'll be vlogging the first day on the second channel and all the other days on this channel. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching this episode of WWE News and Rumors. This is the end card, and this is my second channel, which I do non-wrestling vlogs on sometimes. Over here, some previous videos you guys probably haven't seen that you might enjoy. And if you guys haven't already, make sure to like this video. And if you're brand new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. It's absolutely free. I will see you guys in the next video.